Hi, I'm Jason.
I'm Kelsey. This is May, and this is Charlotte.
Hi.
And our family moved to Grand Junction. We moved to Grand Junction a couple months ago, and it really started out actually as an idea that my parents had. My dad was born and raised in Junction. He and my mom decided that they wanted to retire in nicer weather. We moved from the Northwest, so it's rainy all the time, and I could appreciate that they wanted to move here. So myself and Jason and Charlotte came down to visit in February. We actually landed out in Fruita. One of the things I really fell in love with about Fruita is that everybody waved to us. We drove all around the neighborhood and people were really friendly. They really noticed everybody around, which I really appreciated. And I think Jason had some things that he really likes about Fruita too.
For me, it's all about the outdoors. Within 10 to 15 minutes, you can be fishing in a lake, you can be riding on a world-class mountain bike trail. You can be hiking into the canyons. It's just a beautiful place.
And also, it's small and it's very chill and calm here. It's not in a big city, really. And that's why I really like it also.
We moved from about 30 miles north of Seattle, and it was starting to get really busy there with traffic and a ton of people moving in. And we, for a long time, ever since we've had kids, have talked about wanting to move back into a slower pace of life for the kids, have more work-life balance, and really be able to be a part of a community again. And that's been really nice. You know, this community is fantastic. It's definitely growing, but if you get involved with the community, it will give back a lot to you. I've really enjoyed making connections with everyone in our neighborhood. And moving here also, I really had to take a leap of faith and start my business over again. I left being a hairdresser for 15 years in the same area with all my clients, but it was worth it to be able to move here, even if it meant having to start my business over. So I'm trying to get established here in Fruita, be a part of the community with that. And so far it's going pretty good and I'm meeting a lot of people, which is really nice. And it doesn't hurt that my folks moved out here and they were able to buy a house 2 doors down from us. That's been really nice. So far we've been really happy with it. So right now we are in October of 2022, and it was actually October of last year, so a year ago. I actually remember, so my mom, she'd never been out here to Grand Junction, but my dad obviously grew up here, so he knew what to expect. My mom actually stumbled across Robert and Christie's channel. They came to myself and Jason and said, okay, you guys, we settled on where we're going to retire at. And we chose Grand Junction. And I've come here as a kid. I have family that lives not too far away. And so we would come out every year. So I started talking to Jason about it. And we started watching a bunch of Robert and Christie's videos, which is super helpful to really get a good gauge of what the different areas have to offer. And come February, Jason and I decided that, you know, this is something that we'd really like to see if we want to come out here to live, see if we can do it with our jobs and housing market and all of that stuff to figure out, which is a lot. So we scheduled this trip and we met with Robert. We met downtown. We went and had bagels. It was great. And he drove us around all these different areas around town. And it was after that that we decided, you know, this is really a place that we would like to really try to move our family. It's a good time for us with having young kids. So we decided on Fruita, and so let's see, our visit was February. We put our house on the market back in the Seattle area around March, and I believe it was maybe 3 or 4 days after we got an offer on our house back in Seattle. We called Robert up and we said, hey Robert, there's a house we'd really like you to take us on a FaceTime tour of. We put an offer in that day, and by the next day it was accepted. We did wait a couple months to move out here until the kids were done with school. So we've been here for just over 3 months. Right now we're about 10 shades darker than what we were leaving the Northwest with all of the sunshine. And again, it kind of goes back to there's so many things to do outside with the weather being nice. I try to get out hiking at least once a week. Now that I'm working, it's a little bit harder, but with the sunshine always available, it's really easy to be outside And we've been super, super thrilled with the move. It's been pretty cool. So as far as my salon goes, I'm right down here in Fruita off the circle. If you haven't been into Fruita, there's only one circle. So you'll be able to find it pretty easy. And if you come see me, mention that you saw we moved to Grand Junction video, and happy to give you 10% off and get you a part of our referral program too that we have going on.
Thanks, Robert and Christy.